Hi, I'm Stuart. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Thanks for viewing my video. In this video, I'm going to do the Name 5 Things tag. I was tagged in videos by Suey at Suey's Book Banter, Danila at Uncommon Reader, and Cliff at Cliff's Dark Gems. Per them, this is a fun new book tag created by at Sue Jackson DE in celebration of her 5-year anniversary on BookTube. Congratulations, Sue. There are a few prompts where you have to name 5 things. I mostly succeeded. Laugh out loud. Here are the prompts so you can join in. Congratulations to Sue on her 5th anniversary. One thing I'm going to say before I start this is I'm only going to mention a person's name once. That includes the 3 people who tagged me. They would well be in amongst the answers to these, but since the 3 of them tagged me, I'm not going to mention them, but certainly I love all 3 of their channels and I recommend them. But I'm going to stick to 5, which I frequently don't do, keep to the numbers that tag says. But I am only going to say a person once in this video. And also, the 5 don't necessarily mean the only 5, the top 5 necessarily. They're just 5 that are whatever the prompt is, I highly consider them for that prompt. I could not say like the 5 best in anything. I wouldn't be able to do that. There's way more than 5. So these are 5 representative answers for any of the prompts, not necessarily the top 5. Certainly not the only 5. There are 8 prompts in this tag. First is how long have you been on YouTube? When did you start your channel? What were your goals? Actually, I'm going to answer this two different ways because this prompt is really asking about BookTube, but I was on YouTube far before I was on BookTube. I've been on YouTube 19 years. I started my channel on February 23, 2007. I started the channel to watch videos. I don't specifically remember what videos, possibly music videos. I'm not really sure, too long ago. I've actually been on BookTube, or at least watched BookTube videos for over 4 years. 4 to 5 years, but I didn't start my channel then. I started by watching videos. I published my first BookTube video on December 8, 2023. So I've been on 2 years and about 4 months. When I initially started, I wanted to talk to people about books, but I think also maybe even my bigger goal was just to see what would happen if I started doing videos. Just to see what would occur, if anybody watched, just see how it went. I think that was my biggest goal. I always say I did it to meet people, and I always say I did it to talk books with people, and that's true, but I think more so it's just to see what would happen. Just curious about what would happen. The second prompt is name 5 channels that you watch most regularly and try to keep up with. And this is where, like I said above, most regularly, I can't name 5. There's way more than 5. These are 5 representative channels that I do try to watch lots of their videos. Oh, and one more thing I want to say too. There are some people that I try to watch every one of their videos, but they just don't publish too many videos at this time. The 5 are Melody at Melody's Book Nook, Philip at A Poet Reads to Write, Nicole at Nicole's Bookish Nook, Pat at Book Chat with Pat, and Kelly at Books I'm Not Reading. The third prompt is name 5 channels that you enjoy that are smaller or newer that you like other people to know about. The first is, one is Leslie at Bookers and Purrs. Not only does she do a good job talking about books, but she's a very socially aware person, and that you can see in her videos. So I really admire that about her. I could be more socially aware myself. She also has cute cats, and that's always a bonus. The second is Emily at MCat Reads. She has a very cozy channel. Not only talks about books, she does a very good job journaling, tracking her goals. A very creative journal, looks really good, the stuff she's done with it. The third is Madeline at Madeline Reads 4. Haven't been following Madeline for too long. She followed my channel first. She's a really good commenter and does really good videos. Fantasy sci-fi, some horror, some other stuff too. The fourth is Brian at Casper's Mystery Corner. Followed Brian a while back on his original channel. He took a little break and started a new one, Casper's Mystery Corner, which you can tell from the title, he talks about mysteries. He reads a lot of them. He's really knowledgeable about them. Casper is his pet bird who does videos with him. Casper has a lot of strong opinions on books. He doesn't always agree with Brian, but really good videos, fun videos. The interactions between Brian and Casper. The fifth is Jen at Literally Love 123. Jen is educated in horror. Well, she has a master's degree in literature with a focus on horror. She's really knowledgeable about horror. Like Leslie, Jen is very socially aware, and that shines through in the books she reads and her discussions of them. She has, I think, at least 2 cute cats, and I think she might have a dog too, but I'm not sure. But certainly there's a couple of cats. So it's always a positive to me when someone has their pets on their videos. The fourth prompt is name 5 of your best commentators who may or may not have channels of their own, with whom you've developed a friendship just through commenting back and forth. First is Lori S. at Lori5625. She does not have a channel of her own, but she comments a lot on my videos. The second is Nigel at Reading Ideas -UZ9XK. He comments a fair amount of videos. He does have a channel of his own. He visits a lot of charity and used bookstores in England, and he also does metal detecting all over England and beyond too. And he has a lot of impressive finds, some very old finds, could be dating back like a couple thousand years. Very impressive, a lot of history in England. Nigel records some of his videos while going for a run, and it's both an impressive feat cardiovascular-wise and strength-wise, because holding up your phone well for a couple minutes where you take a selfie or two isn't hard, but holding up for a long run is. And he jogs past some very impressive English countryside, past some coastline. The third is Joe and Mary at BookBuds. Their videos are interesting not only because they read a wide range in the way they talk about books, but their interactions. They're very amusing. They play off each other really well. Recently, Joe started doing some individual videos. Those are really good. Great commenters, and great booktubers. And you don't see too many pairs of people. It's mostly just solo. And I suppose that makes sense because reading is an individual event, but it's nice to see people there's more than one people. There's more than one person who does videos like Joe and Mary. The fifth is Angelia at Read and Reread. Angelia reads a wide range of video. She's another socially aware person. And not only her books discussion great, but She and her husband recently adopted a dog who was wandering around the neighborhood, and they took the dog in. World's luckiest dog. They weren't going to get a dog, and now they have one. He sometimes appears in her videos. As pets will, he appears when he wants. The fifth prompt is name 5 classics you love. Dracula by Bram Stoker. War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells. At the Mountains of Madness by H.P. Lovecraft. The Vampire Lestat by Anne Rice. And The Lost World by Arthur Conan Doyle. The sixth prompt is if you listen to audiobooks, name 5 audiobooks that are extra special because of their production. I've only listened to 6 audiobooks. It is something I want to do more of. I've enjoyed the ones I've read. I just haven't quite fitted them in my reading yet. I have a subscription to Libro FM. I've built up about 30 credits, so there's a lot of audiobooks I could be reading. The first book is All Hallows by Christopher Golden. It's a great horror story, and it's 2 narrators read it, a man and a woman. They alternate chapters. In each of their chapters, they read all the voices. So the man would read women, children, and in her chapter, the woman would read women, men, and children. And they do a great job. The second is Funny Story by Emily Henry. This is a romance, and the narrator does a great job of it. Third is Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. This is one that takes skill because the protagonist in this book is not a very nice person. She basically takes advantage, actually, of the death of her, I don't know, her friend, but the friend has to be in quotation marks, to kind of assume she discovers a manuscript and she takes it as her own. So not a likable character. So narrating that takes a very skilled narrator. The fourth is The Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo. This is a book written in poetry. Elizabeth Acevedo is a slam poet. Her main character is going from summer before her senior year into high school, and she wants to be a poet. And Acevedo does a great job narrating it. This one I did immersion reading. I read the book whilst listening to the audiobook. This was suggested by one of my BookTube friends, Nix at Nix Reads, who would be on this list, except she doesn't do that many videos anymore. Although she has lately been doing more, so maybe she's going to get back publishing. She's doing a lot of traveling at this time. The seventh prompt is name 5 books you love that you rarely hear about and you love for more people to discover. The books are Gorgeous Gruesome Faces by Linda Chang, a really good horror novel. The Haunting of Velkwood by Gwendolyn Christie, another really good horror novel. Mrs. Nash's Ashes by Sarah Adler, a great romance novel. When We Were Monsters by Jennifer Niven, a great YA dark academia novel. The fifth is The Center by Aisha Manazir Siddiqui. This is part thriller, it's part weird fiction. It's kind of a little hard to describe even, but I really liked it. The eighth prompt is tag 5 other booktubers. As I said above, I decided to stick to 5. Normally I would tag the people I haven't already mentioned. In my normal tag list, but decided to just go with 5, so I'd have to cut a few people out. I'm tagging Nick at Dr. Cranky Pants Reads, Kevin at Kevin Told Reads, Elaine at Cobalt Dragon, Gavin at John Brooks 23, and Renee at Beyond Books WT5IL. Anyone I've mentioned should also consider themselves tagged. If you'd like to answer one or more of the prompts in a video of your own or in my comments, please do so. If you can't think of anything else to comment, please add an emoji. There are some emojis that they start with the term family, but they just show a couple people together. Maybe one of those, because it could be considered friends too that you've met on here. Or you could choose an emoji of your choice. I hope you're having a wonderful reading week. I hope you're having a wonderful week in general. If you enjoyed this video, please give a like, please subscribe, please hit the bell to get notified when I upload future videos.